Sup, guys. Mikey here for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council with that awesome delay opening. And,
Oh, it's
oh
because you
wait.
cut it out.
No, I'm here with someone. I thought I was alone.
All right.
And who are you, sir?
Uh, I am the Yugi's of 5 and 4s.
Okay. So, can you remind me what topic we're doing today? Because.
Basically, if the meta is too predictable, featuring the latest YCS in Sydney.
Yeah, because I'm insane. I need help. All right. So, yes, that is the topic. Is the meta too predictable, or if it's just plain out boring for you guys? Because, in my opinion, I don't know how to go about this because I'm mostly a casual player and I'm partly competitive. So, I'm okay with the meta and how it is, but it's just you see the same old tricks every single day at every single tournament. It's like, can we get something new and original for once?
And I'm no longer competitive in this game. Like, I stopped after blocking format because this game, the competitive plays got too stale after a while for me personally. And again, and also the prize pools was pretty bad. There was no point trying to do anything. But I feel like the meta right now is pretty much garbage. It's the same decks, it's the same tricks every once and all over again, and like it gets tired of seeing this manifolds over and over again, ABCs over and over again. Cosmo not having a huge showing, but still, you know what I mean. Cosmo and all
Well,
that stuff. You don't want
well,
to play the same
just
decks over again.
yeah. Well, just for the record, and for your guys' knowledge, the top 32 decks that competed in YCS Sydney were 12 Metalfold decks, 7 ABCs, 5 Paleozoic Frogs, 3 Water decks. I'm not sure what that is,
I'm
to
guessing
be
another
honest.
tree toad deck type of thing. It's
I
like
I don't know. It could be like the barrier statue water deck,
I don't
but
know.
I don't
I
know.
wish they would have named it more specifically. That would have been
I guess
better.
two Cosmos, one hero deck. I'm guessing
Dark Law
dark.
probably not deck, just heroes in general.
Uh,
Maybe with tree
or
toad.
it could be Tree Toad heroes. One Blue Eyes and one Yang Zing Metal Foe, which is kind of surprising because that deck is pretty interesting to play.
I don't personally like the medical build, but it's me personally.
I've seen the Yang Zing Metal Foe build, but yeah, that's for another note. But yeah, so it seems to me since the last YCS, like there was so much more to that YCS. Like what was it? Four ABCs, four Blue Eyes,
It was a little
four
more
Metal.
diverse
It
than
was it
what
was
it
a
is.
lot more diverse
I
in
think
general.
that was before medicals became a thing, so and DCG.
I I think so. Or they didn't have enough support.
I don't really remember exactly when the last YCS was, so I'm just gonna say it was before medicals.
It
I could
was
be wrong.
Anaheim. It was Anaheim where Paleozoic Frogs topped.
Oh, they probably had medicals then. Again,
Yeah.
like I said, like take that with a grain of salt. My memory of that's kind of bad. And also, I don't pay attention to YCS really at all. So
So yeah, but if you guys don't know and this is spoiler alert, the YCS Sydney was the final match was a Metal Foe mirror match, and the top four decks were two Metal Foes, one ABC, and one Paleozoic Frogs. If I got that correct. So the Metal Foe mirror match in the finals was pretty interesting, or
I fell
not
asleep.
not I no I won't call it interesting. I'll call it standard because it was a Cleefort Metal Foe variant versus a pure Metal Foe variant. But that first turn open was pretty amazing, and that game closer in the third match was also pretty strong in my opinion. I guess it was just the I guess part of the dice roll format as well as the luck factor into it. Besides that, uh, but yeah, enough about YCS because I don't see anything relatively interesting to this
It's
YCS.
really not. It's just defining the format even more now that metaphors are here to stay until they eventually get smacked on the list.
I mean, if you guys remember, like everyone on the council really hated, well, not hated, but strongly disliked the competitive format because of its quote unquote
Repetitiveness.
no quote unquote unoriginality. Because if you guys know, I like to be an original player. I like to try things that you don't typically see or just try things that like don't work and I make it work somehow. I don't know how. Don't ask. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know what else to say besides that because it's so hard to find like just an original player with a style on his of his own, like barrier statues, for example. That was a deck that's still
or or that
hmm?
person, I don't know, like how well he did. That person who's trying to do some type of aqua marauder rabbit
Oh
tree
yeah.
toad deck. That was, my opinion, that would be kind of cool to see. Just
I
rabbit getting some love, you know.
I would have been surprised if I saw that type of deck in the
Now
semifinals
that would
or
that was the final match. I would have watched that because that would just seem
yeah.
a little rescue rabbit going up against this metal foes. That would have been really really cool to see.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially how he would work out the angle with the one rescue rabbit.
Oh, definitely. I would have loved to see it. That to me would have been very interesting to
I mean,
watch.
just for the record, to make that deck relevant, they would have to errata rescue rabbit's effect to not be special summoned from the deck because then I think it can be special summoned with I think Mother Grizzly or something like that. No, not Mother Grizzly. One of the cards, but that's besides the
Well, the
point.
thing is, though, no one really ever used that summoning effect for like any type of special
True.
thing from the. I think it has to be when it has to be normal summon, like during that turn anyway.
It's
But no one really ever used effects to summon Rescue for the deck. It was always like before, same way
yeah.
before it got banned, and they just for the draw. Maybe use
It's
goals off, gets banned and shit, get your hand 2 turns.
it seems to me, and you pointed this out first, actually, just giving Jonathan the credit he deserves. That like even in YCS or in competitive play in general, like if you watch YCS, the commentators did not have any like energy to put into the game. It was just plain old boring commentary, like something you'd see in not a football game, but like a like a golf
I'm
game
going back to
commentator.
I'm going to make a couple comparisons. Like I don't really play Magic the Gathering. I tried it at one point in time, didn't really like it, but I have seen some of their commentators in tournaments, and they're usually more excited about like, oh he did this, oh he did that. Pokemon VGC or TCG stuff.
Yeah,
Like
like
they're not they're kind of not like they're not at the level where like Yu-Gi-Oh is in terms of the
yeah.
commentators, how stale they are, but they have more excitement. They're like, oh look, he just credit with this thunder or whatever that happened in
But
the
it's
game.
it's not just the commentators; it's the charisma in competitive players as well. Because they obviously there's a level of competitive play where you have to like be completely serious, completely focused. But when the game is it's too predictable, I think you could just relax and just like relax and have fun because you
Uh,
already know what your opponent's basically gonna do or his basic play. Since once you see like once they put down the first card that's like a staple to their deck, you'll know automatically what they're gonna do.
well, it's also the fact that, in my opinion, the prize pool when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh, it's not worth trying to take the game seriously, in my opinion, because
Oh no, it's
you
definitely
get an
not.
Xbox for winning.
I mean,
Yay!
I think YCS prizes are like the very low key prizes to go after because look if you look at Pokemon, VGC and Magic the Gathering and I don't know what else.
Well,
I really don't.
even at Worlds for Yu-Gi-Oh, you get a card.
Yeah, but
Well,
VGC you get a you get prize money.
college scholarships, you get up to 10 grand, which is like holy shit. Like
Yeah,
they
like
give out good stuff, and it's like
and it's like, hey, I get a cardboard. I get a piece of cardboard that's worth no offense
it's
to the YCS players. It's worth a good amount of money, but for just one copy of
it's
it,
not worth trying. It's not worth trying to play the same decks. And I understand the when it comes to competitive play, people want to win. That's just kind of how by nature humans are competitive. We want to try to win, try to be the best we can. It's
right?
something we enjoy. And the thing is, as long as you enjoy the game, as long as you enjoy that type of scenery, that's more power to you. But in order for to entice more people, in my opinion, to go into that, they have to do better price pools in general.
I think it's more of an effort for people who want to have fun but can't have fun. It's more of an effort for them to have fun because it's like it's just and I'm like a broken record, but it's just the game. Not in my opinion, but the game to most people is just completely boring and overrated.
It
Like
really
that's
is.
That's why people switch to Magic, and even Pokemon right now is getting a lot of hype back like
because like they're opening more doors in terms of both the TCG and the BGC.
yeah.
But a perfect example of how stale the game can get is in the last live stream. We didn't really duel anybody outside of ourselves with Amazons because we were getting completely wrecked. Because you would see Manifold players, you would see Cosmo players, you would see Magician Pendulum players. Even though I do like Magician Pendulums, but still, nonetheless, you see them players, you see Blue Eyes, a bunch of these big decks, and you're just playing Amazonas. You don't have to fight
Actually,
Amazonas.
the one interesting Pendulum deck that I've seen so far that to my opinion is like extremely fun looking to play is the Pendulum Zark build because that looks so much fun to play, even though like it's hard to deal with. But the moment you get it on the board, it's like a big achievement.
Yeah, it really is. But it just really shows like how stale the game can get because you don't want because you want to still play fun decks, but you don't want to because you want to try to win
Yeah.
and it comes to mentality when you lose you don't really have as much fun when you lose. So
We can go back all the way to the YCS where Monarchs were the hype of the entire format, and
which Monarch? Remember, there's two Monarch formats.
no, like the most recent one where
Okay,
the
and
structure that came out.
remember at one time there's Perfect
Oh
Circle
no,
Monarch.
that first era. No, we don't go back to
Perfect
that.
Circle Monarchs. This
We
command.
don't go back to that. It was with the domain structure deck that people stopped having fun
Well,
because, well, think about it. Like at first, it was just a pure monarch build. You can't go into your extra deck. It's hard to counter, and it's hard to play against without like Fog King or
yeah.
Mask of Restrict. And then all of a sudden, you come out with this goddamn Exceed build that's even more consistent and even more terrifying. Like, come
It,
on.
it really takes it really took the fun out of a game for a lot of people because you bring out that domain and it's like, oh, you now can't play Yu-Gi-Oh, and that's another big thing is that Konami, like, I understand when they want to try to make some kind of anti-meta cards to kind of come back to meta, and I kind of thank them for that, but at the same time a lot of people can abuse this and it takes all the fun out of it because you really want to sit there and play against the person who says you cannot play Yu-Gi-Oh, like that
That's so
player and
true.
the player interaction is no longer there. So what's the point of me sitting there? I might as well bring out my and again it's sort of like Ritual Beast. I'm not trying to hate on the deck, but when they had like their three of the Fusion Bird, I forgot the name of it.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
they did that damn loop, you can literally sit there and whip out your 3DS, play like a Pokemon game or any type of game, and beat that game 100%. And by the time you're done with that, they'll still be doing the combo. Of course, I was exaggerating there, but still, that.
I I wouldn't mind seeing some support, some anti-meta support for really old decks. I mean, that could just bring up the game to a whole new level because
Or
I
just some anti-meta support to where you can kind of like
you can kind of play around it.
instead of like an archetype how Monarchs were the Monarch anti-meta like anti-meta that could like back way back when like blocking format and stuff to where it was like a random mashup like Roll Oppression, Thunder King Ryo, Banishment Radiance, just Trap Eater because Trap Eater was a thing back in the day. There's like
or even
assortment of cards that
or even
work the
that
deck.
or even that Kawaki Meru anti-meta deck.
Hey, that deck's fun as hell. I'm not gonna lie. I'm
Or
sorry.
even or even for that record, your Rock Stun build from way back when. So
We don't talk about that. Read it. Me and Ryu made a
you
vow on
know,
that one.
so let me know. I believe that's it. Let me not to be rude, just ready to close out the video, Jonathan.
I can't really think of anything else besides Konami. Can you first retcon the game a little bit? Quit waiting so long to retcon a lot of these decks. If a deck needs to be hit, please just emergency ban it or hit it, something like that, because that will make the game stay a little more
I
healthier
mean,
and make it more enjoyable.
I know we just like listed off a bunch of decks and a bunch of formats, but the point of it is in general the fact that in Jonathan's eyes, the game is boring and stale. It's practically shit.
It's like I
I
still
won't
have
I
fun
won't
with.
sugarcoat
I
it.
still have fun with it, but that's why you don't see a lot of dual wheels from me because I typically run into the meta stuff. I'm like, buy.
Right.
Because I don't want to duel against it because I've seen it a million times. I want something that's gonna make me like, oh my god, I want to see this. I gotta play this. Oh my god, it's really cool.
And for me, I personally don't have an opinion for the meta. I just try my best to be original or try and find some really crazy and fun plays within my duel to have some level of fun while being competitive. You know, that's just me. Always insane. So make sure to comment, rate, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What do you think about the meta? What do you think could be changed about what Konami could do? Like besides sitting on their asses and just like collecting the money, you know?
They're always gonna do that.
True. So join our Discord chat. Go ahead and vote for what deck you want to see on the live stream coming up this Friday. Please vote because 5-10 votes they matter, but maybe 30-40 votes
Because
matters a little
if your
more.
deck didn't get the vote, didn't win, and you didn't vote, that's on you. I'm sorry.
So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and make sure to subscribe if you're just watching this video, and much more to come within the new year and in February. I actually came up with an idea this morning, and it's going to be in the works starting next week. Yeah. So, without further ado, Jonathan, anything else? Last words? Help the players?
Screw Konami.
All right. Later, guys. Peace.
Bye.